but he's got legal problems, and it's disgusting what he did. I hate being right about something like this, but you're going to counter me, and I'm good with it. It's why I always say on the show, don't wear the other jersey into the building. Because it just takes one guy.
That's one example. And we also don't know all the background of what led to that. And that doesn't mean that guy deserved it. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But we also don't know, was the guy screaming at again, doesn't deserve to be punched.
Right.
But is he screaming at the top of his lungs, go Lightning, F the ref? I have no idea.
I don't know either.
But then you're saying don't wear a jersey into the opposing building.
I can tell you this. If the guy's not wearing a Lightning jersey, he's not getting punched in the face,
get that,
most likely.
But I've worn Islander jerseys into Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we're all New Yorkers, and there is that bond that we have. But the Islander fan and the Ranger fan, we don't like each other,
Correct,
obviously.
Especially, we've witnessed that on the radio.
But I've never been punched in the face.
Yes.
I never even felt like that was even close to happening.
Well, to be fair, you don't look like the type of guy...
What? Did that guy look like the type of guy,
No,
too?
he doesn't. He's a little heavy. He's got the Tampa Bay Lightning thing on. He's probably chirping whatever he's doing.
He probably was chirping.
My gut is that someone goes to punch you and goes, Stop it. Not worth it.
I've been into many buildings. I've seen many fans go into other buildings, and I always say there's a way you got to act, no doubt about it. Like what I do when I go into other buildings is I'm quiet. I'm respectful. When I'm saying on the radio.
That's why you don't get punched in the mouth.
Yeah. That's my point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
It's a pretty simple rule there, right?
Again, doesn't mean that guy deserved it. But I think when you're in another building, especially in a game like that, you just you watch your P's and Q's. Is that the phrase?
I guess. I mean,
like
listen, you see the video and you just can't help but feel terrible for that guy. And then you have the one guy in the background going, I think he's dead.
I know. Dude,
I think he's dead.
When I heard that guy say that 7 times in the video.
He looked like he might have been dead.
I know.
Right?
I started laughing, and I didn't want to because I felt awful for this guy who ended up in the hospital. But this guy who's almost doing play-by-play is like, I think he's dead.
I think he's dead.
I
don't think he's going to make it.
But how about the guy or the gal who tracked down the fighter much later on? We don't see this in the video to stop him. Because what you notice in this video, and I'm sure everyone has seen it, is that people mostly keep walking.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. Like, you just watched a guy, literally get shot.
Right.
Basically.
There's essentially two guys
There's people that walk over his body.
Yes. There's really two guys that stop and say, oh, let me check on this guy. And then there's 4 other guys who say, I'm going to watch the guy check on the guy.
Yeah.
And everyone else is just walking.
So supposedly the guy that we do see in the video, he's in the hospital. He's in stable condition. He's going to be fine, but he's in the hospital. I'm not sure if it's a broken jaw or not yet, but he's in stable condition. And then the Good Samaritan who tries to stop the bad guy, who also got punched in the face, apparently, he refused medical treatment on the scene. So I guess it wasn't that bad.
Well, you know what should happen?
Probably because he didn't get sucker punched.
Right.
That's my guess.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
I think, and the Garden already released a statement in which they lauded that man, the one who tried to stop the perpetrator.
That guy should get free tickets to a future event while the bad guy's being banned.
Let's take it up a notch. That guy should get season tickets to the New York Rangers next year. Why not?
Because you like spending other people's money.
Other people's money?
Yeah.
You're Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You could afford to give 2 tickets to that person who was a hero. That person was a hero, probably from Brooklyn.
Listen,
a hero.
If you want to give that guy 2 tickets to Game 7, should there be a Game 7, and 2 tickets to any concert he wants in Radio City, the Garden, Staples Center, whatever Dolan owns, I'm good with it. We don't have to give him season tickets.
Why
Like,
not?
we get a little crazy
Why
sometimes.
the hell no? Why is that crazy?
I'm just saying. Give him season tickets. There's always someone that's got to go overboard with what the reward is.
Well, I think that's a fair reward.
How about Jim Dolan writes him a check for $1 million?
Well,
he's a billionaire.
That's not bad either.
Right? Hey, let's just give him free pretzels for life. What are we doing?
Giving someone season tickets actually doesn't cost you money.
Sure
because
it
you're not
does, because
taking
those are season tickets I can't sell now.
No, those are season tickets you weren't going to sell now.
Oh,
it's not like
Upper Deck. Got it.
It's not like every single. But let me ask you this: if you're a Ranger fan and you're thinking to yourself, "I'm going to go to Game 6," like I mentioned this the other day. No.
Oh, go
Game
to Tampa.
6 because it actually will cost you less to fly down there, buy tickets even on the secondary
Right,
market.
Game 7's got to be, I guess, $1,000 easy, right?
Yeah, even through just the Rangers, it's over $1,000.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So if you were thinking of going to Tampa, does an event like last night cause you to hesitate because of what you even said? Of
Yes.
This is why I don't wear jerseys in other buildings?
I would say this. I would not go to Tampa wearing a Ranger jersey.
Because do you remember?
Because I think there might be a Tampa fan looking to get even.
Do you remember last year too? By the way,
The year itself, 2021.
the Lightning last year.
I mean, I know they won the Stanley Cup Finals, but I couldn't tell you anything else about that.
Let me take you through something that's very relevant.
All right, go ahead.
The Tampa Bay Lightning played a Game 7 against the Islanders. Let's not talk about that game.
Who
all right?
won that game?
Oh, we're not going to talk about the game.
No, just so I know.
1-0 on a shorthanded goal. You going?
Oh,
you
my
going?
God.
Okay.
You lost on a shorthanded goal?
But if Craig remembers, because I'm sure you actually were watching that game, your biggest takeaway was not the Islanders losing in horrific fashion, was the fact that in the first row, a brawl took place between an Islander fan and a Lightning fan.
Where was the game?
In Tampa.
Got it. Okay.
And so what I think alarmed people was like, wait a second, you just spent thousands of dollars for first row tickets.
Right.
And there's a brawl going on.
Right.
So it's not as if they don't fight down in Tampa.
They fight everywhere.
There was a first row fight last year between an Islander fan and a Lightning fan in front of all of us.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you. If I dropped $1,000 on a ticket and next thing you know I'm being escorted out of the building, no fault of my own,
Right.
I'd be so ticked off.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, man.
Can you guys do me a solid and just fight over there? I'm trying to enjoy the game. And I dropped $1,000 on a ticket,
Right.
and you guys are really negatively impacting my enjoyment of the game. Now, I want to say this because once news of who the bad guy is in this thing got out, his name's out there.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to tell you where the guy's from.
Well, he's from Staten Island. Have you
Yeah,
heard?
I'm well aware. That's what I'm
Craig,
getting
the
at.
guy's from Staten Island.
This is not representative of the Staten Island Ranger fan base. And Staten Island, again, Evan,
Sure about
is
that?
getting a bad rap.
Well,
and you're partially responsible.
I'm partially responsible?
Yeah, for what you just said.
Well, hold
no
on.
surprise you came from Staten Island. I bet you're the guy that broke it up's from Brooklyn.
I want to defend myself about something.
Yeah.
You started the show rightfully so, trying to hold me accountable, and I'm all about
Well,
that.
because you said New York fans were
Yeah.
better than Boston fans.
Yeah, I stand by that.
How do we look yesterday?
I stand by that.
We look like a bunch of
Craig,
animals.
Craig,
Yeah,
one fan.
that's all it takes.
One guy.
That's all it takes.
You just said this shouldn't be a representation of Staten Island.
I agree.
And I'm okay.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be a representation of New York. The issue that the Warriors had was that everyone was chanting F Draymond.
Right.
This is one guy,
Yeah.
one loser who will never walk into the Garden again, who was a bad guy.
But how about everybody
This
else
is
that just
not-
stood by and watched?
Well, there's a few that
How
look
about
bad.
everybody that walked over the dead guy?
Do you really think we're bad people here in New York?
No, I don't.
Okay, then
And I
stop
think we've
repre-
proven that time and time and time and time
So
and
then
time again.
don't use this unfortunate event as, oh, see, we're just as bad as Boston. We're not just as bad as Boston.
What's worse, dropping a guy with a sucker punch or saying F Draymond?
Dropping a guy with a sucker
Come
punch.
on, right.
But, Craig, one guy. One guy.
But listen.
That represents all New York now?
Sadly, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But it does.
So we agree.
Here's why. If this was a Philadelphia fan who did it, we'd come on today and say, damn animals in Philadelphia.
But they are. We're not. Like, I'm
But
sorry, as
what
much
do you
as
think sports talk guys around the country
Look,
are saying
they
today?
can say whatever they want.
They're
As much
saying we're
as
a bunch of animals.
as much
and
crap.
it's hard to argue that.
No, I will argue that. As much crap as I'll give Ranger fans and joke about the series and joke about the team, here's the line I won't cross.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn on you and say, oh, they're a bunch of animals, because you're not. You're New Yorkers. You're diehard fans. And I refuse to let one guy from Staten Island represent a really good fan base and a really good city of sports fans. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't believe that crap.
Yeah, now,
Do you?
Do you think? Listen, I know we're not all bad.
Okay, then
but
say it.
I know what's happening. That guy, sadly, represents all of us outside the confines of the tri-state area.
And are you just going to take that?
What am I going to take it?
Are you just going to accept that that's who we are? Because that's not who we
No,
are.
I'm telling you, it's not who we are. But now it's who we are.
Okay,
Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Losers in other cities can
Yeah.
judge us however they want.
That's what they're doing.
I'm telling you, they're wrong, and you should agree.
I'm not sure if they're wrong.
You're not sure?
I'm not so sure how wrong they are, Evan. I'm not.
You're a turncoat.
I'm not a turncoat, and I'm not a rat. But I'm not so sure how wrong those people are. I'm just not.
You're a New York sports fandom turncoat.
No, I'm not. I love New York. You know that.
Do you? You're saying
Yes, I
we're-
do.
Are we as bad as Philly? No, seriously.
Yes.
No, we're not.
We are the same people.
We are not the same
Boston,
people.
New York, Philadelphia.
We have similarities.
We're all the same.
We're not all the same.
There's nothing special about us.
Oh, stop.
There's not.
This is what it's come to.
We think we're so special. We're not.
We are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Evan.
This is what
I'm really sorry.
You've turned on all of us.
I'm not turning on anybody.
See, Ranger fans, I may not like your team, but I will never turn on you the way Craig is turning on you today. I'll never do it.
A guy in Madison Square Garden a year plus ago spit on Trae Young.
Yeah, one guy.
A guy yesterday sucker punches a guy from Tampa who doesn't appear to be all that threatening of a human being.
One guy.
It's always one guy, one guy, one guy.
I don't believe it represents the majority of us.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I'll do you one better. You don't think we're animals?
No.
Okay, how do you explain this then?
Go ahead.
On top of the spitting on Trae Young, on top of yesterday's knockout punch, there was a guy that threw up at Nassau Coliseum during the Islander run last year.
I was sick.
You're an animal. You're an animal.
You're going to equate me with those guys?
There was a guy at the Coliseum a year ago who smelled like stale milk. Who threw up on everybody.
By the way, I mean, this needs to be addressed. All the tweets I've gotten last night and this morning are asking us, and really you, because you've read the book. You're an expert on it.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
What are we going to do about the fact the New York Rangers' backs are against the wall? They're down 3-2 to Tampa.
Yeah.
Much like another hockey team was down 3-2 to Tampa a year ago. And single-handedly, you pouring, me taking, we continued the Islander Lightning series by forcing a seventh game.
Albeit Game 6 was in Nassau.
It was.
But, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Little reversal.
A little different there.
The Rangers are down 3-2, and I think every Ranger fan right now is saying, just get me to Game 7. Just get me to Game 7. Not a guarantee you'll win, but get me to Game 7. So here's a question we have to answer, but really you have to answer.
I've read the book.
What you gonna do about it?
Well, I read the book, but you guys aren't going to like it. It requires an animal sacrifice.
Oh, we're not killing an animal.
I'm just telling you. It requires the sacrifice of an animal.
We can't do that.
Why not?
Because the Rangers aren't worth it.
We can't order see, wow, I am shot. I sound like I just hit puberty. You're telling me we can't order a family bucket of KFC? That doesn't get the job done?
Oh, that works.
Like in Bull Durham? Yeah. Can't we do something?
Yeah, we can do that.
So I read the book. And the book, it's the Maloik RS book. It's the Juju book. And here's what the book said. It does require, because the game's on the road, not at home, extraordinary measures.
Okay.
So then I went to the extraordinary measure page of the book, and it says quite clearly in there, animal sacrifice, while pouring oregano over the animal.
So what does that entail, more specifically?
Well, we got to kill an animal.
What animal?
It doesn't say what animal.
Do we have to kill an animal, or can
It
somebody
doesn't
in the
even
audience?
say that. It says you have to preside over the sacrifice of a live animal.
So essentially, we're going to let the Rangers die then. Is that really what it comes down to?
No.
We're going to let them die.
We're going to kill an animal.
Are we?
Are we?
Are we?
I don't know.
Are we?
I know a lot of people reached out to PETA about the show yesterday because I wanted to drown a live New York City rat.
You did.
Like, trust me, PETA's not fighting for the rats. I promise you that. They're trying to save cows. They're not worried about New York City sewer rats.
So here's what I interpret out of this.
Yeah.
Much like, I don't know. We're just going to let the Rangers die. We're going to ignore them.
We're not.
We're going to let them die. We saved the Islanders a year ago. I was very much involved in that. I'm still proud of that.
So why don't we do this?
What are we going to do?
Why don't we have our intern go out to a local pet shop?
Oh, no.
And let's just take care of it.
No.
Let's just take care of it.
We can't do that.
Let's just be done with it. Huh? That's not a great idea.
It's a terrible idea.
It'd be a life experience for the intern. It's not, okay, go get me coffee or anything like that. Go get a live animal and bring it back so Evan can kill it.
Can we kill? Well, I'm not a Ranger fan, so I ain't killing anything.
So Big Mac has to kill it.
Can we kill
then.
like a fish? Is that okay?
Yes. It's an animal.
All
It's
right.
alive.
Are we okay with that? Like a goldfish? One little goldfish.
No. But that's only part of the thing.
What do you mean that's part of it? What
Step
else?
1 is you have to sacrifice an animal. Step 2 is you have to drink the blood of that animal.
Big Mac, you good with that?
We had this discussion yesterday.
Goldfish.
No.
Yeah.
Goldfish, though.
I don't. How
Would
do
you eat a
drink
goldfish?
blood?
Would you swallow a goldfish whole with a beer?
Would that work if
Yeah.
you swallow the goldfish?
That counts. It's a sacrificing of an animal.
Would you do?
Yeah. Would you do that?
No.
Come join my fraternity. Chug goldfish, and you're going to be my brother for life.
No, especially goldfish. All they remember is like the last 15 seconds. His whole life will be me eating them.
I got to tell you,
that.
I am so happy as an Islander fan that all I had to do a year ago was take a milk bath.
That's because of the game was at home.
No, I get that.
The only reason this requires the sacrifice of an animal is because the game's on the road.
All right, so would you say then let the Rangers try to figure out a Game 6, and if they're lucky enough to force a 7th game, then we'll do something for Game 7?
So Game 7 would be Tuesday?
Tuesday at the Garden.
But it could be too late by then.
What does that mean?
So either we do it today or we roll the dice and wait till Monday.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like, do we trust that the Rangers, because they say no quit New York, that's their phrase.
Right, that is their phrase.
Do we trust that the no quit New York Rangers, who have now won 5 consecutive games when facing elimination, down 3-1 to Pittsburgh, down 3-2 to Carolina, do we trust them to win one on their own, and then before Game 7, then we do something to save them?
Yeah, as long as we don't get blamed for them losing Game 6.
Well,
I'm good with it.
I mean, there's a chance they're going to lose Game 6.
I think they're going to lose Game 6.
Okay, so then what are you going to do about
it? And by the way, I did listen a little bit to the morning show today, and I
what did Boomer say? Diehard Ranger fan.
Boomer didn't show up today.
No, you're joking, right?
No, Boomer didn't work today.
The Rangers played last night.
Yeah, but you can't come on off a brutal loss like that, I guess. You'd have to ask Boomer why he didn't work today. I have no idea. I'm sure he's doing something amazing. That being said, I did hear the morning show today, and I vowed to myself, don't say it, just leave it alone. Don't say it, Craig. Don't. But I love the radio station too much not to say
Well, then
something.
you got to say something.
Yeah, I agree. And I've told myself all day, no, it's not your fight. It's not your fight. It's not your fight. That's my fight.
So go ahead. What is it?
There's a host on this radio station who said on the air today, I thought the Rangers were going to lose Game 5, but I didn't want to say it on the radio. So I didn't.
What?
And I'm saying to myself, it's your job to say it on the radio.
Yeah, of course.
Your job's not to curry favor to Ranger fans or Yankee fans or Met fans or any fan. Your fans to give your honest opinion.
Yeah, right or wrong. We live with it, but just say it.
I stand by the fact that Garrett Cole's not the Yankee ace. How'd I look last night?
Oh, God.
How'd I do last night?
Yeah, you know, I am so pissed at Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, great job, buddy.
Garrett,
how many more home runs are you going to give up?
Garrett, I can't stand
my
it.
ass.
It's finally turning around.
Yeah.
You finally have Craig beaten into submission.
I was done.
He's about to just tap out and say, you're the ace.
Yeah.
And then you give up back-to-back-to-back freaking home runs to start the game and give up 5?
And by the way,
that's the kind of teammate he is. That's the kind of teammate he is. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew that Hicks and Gallo needed an opportunity to get hot and put a win on their backs, and so everyone can get lay off him for a little bit. And he was willing to sacrifice his ERA. He's willing to lose this argument to you.
Joey Gallo hits 2 home runs in yesterday's game. Aaron Hicks is on base like every at-bat, right? Yes. And all we're going to talk about today is how bad Garrett Cole was
I know.
and whether or not you trust him in a big spot.
I mean, Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks drove in 6 freaking runs and got on base like 5 times.
Yeah.
He even went the other way and beat the shift for an RBI single. I mean, that's the golden goose
they were
right there.
Great yesterday.
It just proves again the Minnesota Twins are perfect for the Yankees.
Yes.
They are the only thing that was going to be able to break Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo out of
Dude, it was like 35-0 after 3 yesterday, and the Yankees said, all right. We're coming back. All good.
The Twins are the Twins, man.
All right, listen, we're going to get all your phone calls. 877-337-6666.